We fly high, no lie. You know this. Pull it.
And with all that being said, I've decided to continue my athletic and academic career at the Stanford University.
Yes, sir.
Network, it means everything to me. Back when I didn't have all these offers, maybe like one or two, he was always promoting me, trying to get me on the radar, this guy, you need to look out for him. It really means, the world to me, Baker, he's been there, like I said, since I've been small, always shouting me out and, always just trying to put me on, just give me notice more than I really appreciate Baker.
I mean, shoot, I was the new kid. Faison kind of was with the Ducks for a little minute. So my first year, of course, he had all the hype. He was probably by like 6'2" at 12. He was a mutant. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was a mutant. But I mean, from then you could see just the potential he had. I mean, I'm not surprised he's the number one quarterback. If you would have seen him in youth ball, you would have thought he was the number one quarterback in that class back then. So I mean, like going against him kind of like prepared you already for like what high school was. I mean, he looked like a high school quarterback around that time. So I mean, like trash talking with him. He's more quiet though. I will say that he don't talk that much trash. But I mean, like trash talking with him, going out there and hitting drills with Faison. I mean, I kind of like just builds you ready. I mean, hopefully I play against him in college. I would love it.
As y'all know, this is the C1N News podcast. All right, what's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to another episode of the C1N News podcast. Man, got a little bit of a different spin today, man. We don't got our usual suspects, man. Jew, obviously, QB Mark has been, working and stuff, so he hasn't been on, man. But we'll see. We pretty much give everybody a little break, man. Obviously, this is the off-season portion of our show. We'll continue to kind of do our format how we used to do before, man. High school news, national news, recruiting news, high school football transfer portal news, whatever you can think of, you can find it here on the show on Mondays, man. You know how we're going to do it. And then we're going to throw in college football in there, too, how we used to do kind of before we hit that high school section and had everybody on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go back to that, covering a little bit of news. And then y'all know y'all can catch me on my show on Wednesdays. I might end up doing it on Tuesday night. We'll see how it goes with it being New Year's and everything, and with the game starting on Wednesday. So you guys can stay tuned for that. And then we'll be back, not this week, but we'll be back that following week, back for our basketball podcast on Thursday. So stay tuned for that. We're getting back into it at the right time with conference play starting. And it's a big weekend for that, man. So we will react to all of that as well. But couldn't do this show without my co-host, man. So we bring him onto the show, Arvon Bacon, the Bacon Network. Couldn't do it without him.
Heartfelt message. Heartfelt message, man. It's good to be. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we know what I'm saying. We'll be back. We'll be here every Monday, provide you this up and close Just As the News on the Just As the News podcast, man. So sit back, relax, get your favorite drink, get your favorite food, and turn this on in front of your family or your folks or whatever you got next to you, and enjoy the show, man. We already got some people in the chat. Let's see, Sharpshooter. What's good with y'all, boys? What's good with you, brother? Appreciate you tuning in on this Monday, man. You go pod, you shoot a pod, you know what I'm saying? We see you, we got a pod, you shoot a pod, we might have to get you on the show. Pod.
Tap in with us, man, especially if we cover the hoops thing, man. Let us know a little something, man. We wouldn't mind having you on the pod, brother. Bring you on, man. We back again, like I said, that following week, man. So tap in, stay tuned for show.
What we got, Najeh? I know we got some hot at the top of the topic list.
Top of the top, man. I'm going to pull it up right now for everybody, man. Starting off with the college football is kind of like the big news of the day. Number one portal receiver right now. News broke today. He is no longer with the Auburn program. He is moving on. So, Bacon, I did a video on this earlier today. I'm pulling it up now. What is your thoughts on Cam Coleman officially entering into the transfer portal? As you guys all know, this portal will begin on January 2nd, which is this week, and we'll go for 2 full weeks. So it's going to be a bonanza, and it's going to be crazy. Bacon, I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, man, hate to see it. I mean, not a surprise. I mean, Dukes, if you type into our signing day-a-thon, during the first signing day, man, you heard from Dukes to Scoot, man, Philip Dukes, about why he was concerned that Cam Coleman may hit the transfer portal, just not having the quarterback to get the job done. He's highly sought after, man. He can go get the money he's paid now and more money out elsewhere. They got a lot of receivers coming in. We already saw Malcolm Simmons hit the transfer portal for the Auburn Tigers, man. They lost their head coach. So, you know what I mean? It's a turmoil. It's turmoil in the plains right now, man. So, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's every day that the young man from his hometown or home state is gonna have to spread his wings and flap them. And Cam Coleman is doing that.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. I think you elicited some great points. And also with that list was Malcolm Simmons, as you mentioned. Perry Thompson was another one. And then think about this quarterback room, which ultimately got Hugh Freeze fired, right, Bacon? No more Hugh Freeze is number one. You lose Ashton Daniels, who hits the portal now, came over from Stanford this past year. He's hit the portal. Then you also lost Jackson Arnold, who was supposed to be the guy for you. This is going to be his third team in 3 years now, Bacon. And it's like if you're Cam Coleman, you're too great of a talent. 2 years in, you've had to deal with this revolving door at the quarterback position. So it's like, why would I continue to want to put myself through that? No disrespect to Auburn. I don't know this coach. I didn't get recruited by this coach, with Alex Golich. And it's likely that, from what I'm hearing, that they're probably going to bring in Byron Brown as kind of that guy for them on like a 1 year deal from what I've heard. We'll see if that's true. But to say the least, they're going to have to figure out the quarterback position. We said the last 2 years with Auburn. Auburn had a really good defense this year, and they were in games. You go look at Missouri. You go look at Oklahoma. They was in games, but the offense can never get on. And Bacon, when you had that caliber of a talent, when you have an Eric Singleton Jr., you have a Cam Coleman, you have a Malcolm Simmons, and you can't score over 10 points or no more than 20 points, what are we doing? So I don't blame Cam Coleman for doing that. He's a stud. He's a star. I'm going to go ahead and throw out some destinations for you, man. Texas, I don't know. Texas with Arch.
That'd be nice.
Right? Hey, they didn't revamp their whole thing. Like Will Muschamp is now the new defensive coordinator, formerly of the Georgia staff as an analyst. He's gonna be the DC for them now. They're losing everybody. Right? Only one I think they're keeping is Ryan Wingo. But they got to revamp that wide receiving core. No more CJ Baxter, right? You're not gonna have Contravian Wiser. All four of their running backs hit the portal. All four. Yeah, for Texas. Eradicated. Like, I really feel like Sark ain't playing around. Now, you want to go see Arch take that next step? Go get him. Go get him. Cam Coleman. Clip this too, by the way. Go get him.
Yeah.
That's how you want for your team. Next up, Georgia. Twice now, we've seen Georgia play Auburn. Every time. Kirby been there? What's going on? What's going on? Every time.
Damn.
Right there. What's going on? Now, look, they got a good 2025 class, but you telling me you can't take advantage of one more year with Gunnar Stockton, throwing the Cam Coleman as that true wide receiver one for you, with all the weapons that they're going to have coming back, the Ethan Barbors, the Elias Williams, the Taylor Taylors, the CJ Watt, like what?
Cam's not going to Georgia, fam.
I ain't saying he going to Georgia, but don't be surprised, man, if they throw it out there. The other team I'm going to throw out there for you, Miami. Watch out for them. He best friends with Dalen Upshaw. They gonna need a wide receiver one outside of a Malachi Tony. I don't know who the hell the quarterback gonna be. It should be Sam Leavitt if it's me. If I'm Mario Cristobal. But if you can go get this dude right here to go alongside with Malachi Tony, oh my lord, that offense is gonna be crucial. So them my three right there. You can't go wrong any of them three if you can't come. Texas, Georgia, Miami. The last one, you want a good quarterback, gonna be back for 1 more year. Texas A&M. They gonna need another receiver. Kevin Concepcion, he going to the NFL draft. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have Mario Craver 1 more year. Get another dog outside of Mario Craver to line up on the other side. They're my four right there.
Hey, but if I'm Cam Coleman, I'm going to A&M. I'm going to now. I will say, Miami is interested if they do bring in Sam Leavitt or Sam Leavitt, and Texas, How intrigued are you to play with Arch Manning?
Come on now.
Hey, that sound like a lot of money to me. That sounds like a lot of commercials, a lot of IG posts.
Come on now.
So I also want to talk about Deuce Knight, man. How you going? I had to get on Deuce Knight's time, man. How you gonna call for Cam Newton's jersey number and after your freshman year, you're in the portal talking about, I'm getting ready to leave Auburn? Like, what is she talking? I mean, the younger generation, man. You know what I mean?
Well, the younger generation, they want a lot of things catered to them. I didn't hear about him obviously hitting the. Oh, he did.
Per Hayes Fawcett.
What?
Crazy, brother.
Oh, let me pull that up. I didn't even know he hit the portal. I thought he was back for another year. Yeah, they definitely gonna bring in that quarterback. without a doubt. If he hit the
There's
portal,
a lot of good quarterbacks on the market.
oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, we're gonna pull up that and break that down. Oh no, this is false. This is not Pete Nakos. My bad. No,
This ain't Pete.
nah, that ain't Pete. That's a fake account. No, it's Pete. Where'd you see it at?
I either saw that one or I saw it on Hayes. Check Hayes. I'm gonna check with you. Actually, let me just Google. Dues night. That'd be a headline. As the damage continues.
I don't think so, twin.
Nope.
No, I don't think so. I think we would have heard about it.
Yeah, probably got clipped with that fake posting, man.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, yeah, for him, you're gonna have to just compete. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying. If you do tonight, and try to win out that spot, you know what I'm saying. But I think he would stay because they already got 2 guys hitting the portal.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you leave? You know what I'm saying. So to me, I feel like obviously he would stay. You know, he don't seem like a runner to me. That's just me.
Yeah, absolutely not. Especially after you call for a man who just got his jersey number retired this year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see your comment, but I would be happy to join you guys to talk CFB and recruiting. Hey man, we'll definitely set it up, man. Hit us in the DM at the Najeh Wook on Twitter and Instagram, I believe. And you know it's Bacon Network everywhere, my friend. So hit us up and we'll chop it up. But yeah, especially after you know what I'm saying, you call for Cam Newton's number. I would expect to see some resilience and some loyalty to the school. So, you know what I mean? I'll take it back. But, you know what I mean? These fake posts will get you, ladies and gentlemen. You know,
they will, man. You definitely got to, like, verify. Make sure the account got the verified little thing on there, too, man. Because, like Baker said, man, they'll try to jip you for sure.
Absolutely. So, but, yeah.
Yeah, that's the opening news for the pod for today, man. We're going to get into high school and then go back to college football, man. But that is the opening news for the pod today. But, Bacon, I'm going to throw it to you, man. Interesting thing going on. It leads into our college football, but we're going to stay on high school ranks of this. But Brady Marchese, very interesting story, Bacon. He was committed to Georgia. Then, obviously, Michigan got into that race again, made him think about it. And then he is officially flipped. Again, he asked to be out of his letter of signing for Michigan after they hired Kyle Whittingham as their new head coach. And he signs Bacon officially with Auburn. So just what's your thoughts on this, him flipping to Auburn? He's the second Michigan guy to go to Auburn. It was also Bear McWhorter. When he started off, obviously, with Arkansas before he decommitted from there and then committed to Michigan and now finishing with Auburn.
Yeah. You know, him and Bear are pretty close. So it's not a surprise to see the package deal. But did not you want the same? I'm on the same thing, man. I want ESPN too. But I mean, after the whole debacle in Michigan, man, just obviously he didn't like the head. Well, he didn't have the relationship with the head coach at the new hire at Michigan. And today's world, you want to fit like a glove. To go to Auburn, I don't know too much about the situation, too much about what they got cooking up at Auburn, but it's closer to home. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm sure by now everybody's seen the Hugh. What's the Auburn's former head coach now that just got released?
Hugh Freeze.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure by now everybody's seen the Netflix clip where it said, "I apologize to all the seniors." You know what I mean? Because you're not going to see the fruits of the labor that's getting ready to come to Auburn football. Now, this is before Cam Coleman and everybody has to transfer portal, but there's a buzz. There's a buzz around Auburn football that they're going to turn this thing around and going to be competing for a national championship. And this is about that time. You know, Auburn has that spike year where they're very good, but I think with college football landscape being different now, with money coming into play, Auburn could possibly sustain it. So, for that reason, I think, hearing the right things coming out of Auburn camp, he decided to stay close to home and go with the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, yeah, it's not that far of a drive, even from Cartersville. Like you said, closer to home, a good program, for the most part. It's a team that's waiting to get over the hump, and you could be a part of that as being a freshman. You still got 3 years to play at minimum. So If you're Marchese, it makes sense. You don't know Kyle Whittingham, came in all over from Utah. Why not just stay home, closer to home, and be able to go ball at Auburn? Especially when you look at their roster, they're gonna obviously hit the portal, but they lost 4 guys at the wide receiver room, so that gives you chances and opportunities, to see the field early in year one. So why would you not want to take that chance and potentially do that under a new head coach, new regime, new program, essentially with Alex Gullish?
Yeah, and he could play. He can play. He'll have he has a chance to be a freshman starter.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. All right, man. We'll leave that there. Keep it rolling. Big, I'm gonna throw it to you, man. You was there. We can pull up some of your clips as well, brother. I'm gonna get your thoughts. You was at the MCA Rising Seniors practices. I'm sure you was at the game as well, man. But you highlighted several players there. I thought you did an outstanding job of putting some people on game and highlighting and promoting players. Who really stood out to you, would you say, Bacon, or really caught your eye?
Man, a lot. I say the person who I was most intrigued about when I found out he was on the team was obviously Jeremiah Culpepper from Troup County. Man, do you think about that quick twitch linebacker that you rave about? Because you don't see too many linebackers got that quick twitch. He can do it all. He can cover in space. Some pretty good backs were at the practice. I didn't go to the game. Obviously, it's on right now. Team Empowered is up 42-27 over Clayton County. I'm sure if Julian's here, he'll have a field day with that. But quick twitch, man. He can do it all, man. As advertised, yeah, just picked up an offer from Kentucky, but had a Texas offer, man. So when you get offers like that, he's big time, and seeing him for the first time, what I'm saying, he met the guidelines. Number 2, I would say, I'm gonna say Ashton Clare, man. I've seen Ashton Clare before, but to see him progress, quarterback at Trinity, didn't have a hot year, but they took Hebron Christian to state championship. Hebron Christian lines almost to the wire. He's a guy who could throw on the run, throw some different arm slots, get outside the pocket. Very underrated in my opinion. Got another year under his belt to play high school football. I think the kid is a G5, low end P4 type of player. But whoever gives him an opportunity, they'll be glad they did for sure. Just a couple more. I don't want to, I want to just eat up the time. Preston Funk, Trinity Christian as well, another good receiver. Jalen Britt, oh my goodness. Now I just saw the clip. Elite route runner. But another interesting pickup, another interesting addition to Team Empowered. 6'1" defensive lineman Zion Shad from Canada. It's got a lot of buzz. I think he won the MVP, most valuable player in his classification. I'm not too for sure about that right now, but he is MVP. But about how it's graded as the MVP of his league, but that's neither here nor there. Could potentially end up playing in the States next year. I don't want to go too much into that. I'm not sure I'm supposed to keep that to myself or if I see him somewhere. So for that reason, I'm just gonna keep it on the low. But could possibly see him in the States this year. But he's big time, violent hands. I think we got to pay more attention to the Canadian players. A couple other players from Canada is coming out making some buzz, and Zion Shad is one of those players as well. You got Freeney right here, number 1. Played a little DB at the practice and was playing vigorously both ways, man. So, obviously, to me, from watching them, Freeney is probably the best. I say top 2, top 3, top 2 best players there. You got Rodney Colton there for sure. No slouch going to Colorado. So it was a good camp. I know I'm leaving some people like Rocco Barbie from Pike County, but if you go on Arvon Becky, you'll see everybody, man. We got a pretty extensive write-ups, and I say Josiah Smith. Right there is Jackson White, Heard County. We all know the type of year Heard County had, but I say Josiah Smith going to Cornell. But man, if he wasn't Brainiac, man, if he wasn't the president of the Players Association for high school players, I think he could play P4 ball. That's just me. You know what I mean? Just I was out there making plays in the running back position, making linebackers miss. Brother's an athlete, man. He's got the mind to go along with it. So I'll say those are players that they should definitely look up, and those are the players that definitely came to my mind when reflecting on the practice.
There you have it, y'all. All right, MCA seniors. Rising Seniors game. Bacon did a really good job of obviously recapping it. And I think, just going to the practices and, highlighting everybody, but I thought you did a really stellar job. I know there's several more going on. I think Southern Exposure had theirs. And it was different ones around the state, man. But no, I really appreciate your coverage. Really liked your coverage. I thought you did a good job exposing those kids and getting them out there.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. All right, Bacon. Now it's time for me and you to recap C1N tryouts, brother. Let's go there. Me and you were obviously both there last weekend. I thought you did a stellar job of recapping. I'm going to pull up your video here in a second.
I mean, I'd be as sharp with these names on this one, but there was an electric camp, man. Shout out to C1N. You have to shout out Coach who gave us the invite. Shout out Coach, man. Shout out to OC from Creekside, man. He was there, you know what I'm saying? Showed a lot of love. I mean, Coach Barge, you know what I mean? Former quarterback coach at Carrollton. Shout out to you, brother, man. Much luck and much love in your transition to your next chapter in coaching.
Hey, Bacon, you famous, bro. You got ads everywhere.
Hey, man. Hey, it's got to add up, brother. We had like 40 already this month.
Bro, like, I got to pay the bills, bro. Got to pay the bills. Gotta pay bills. But yeah, y'all can kind of just get a glimpse. Bacon did a really good job. 8-minute, just going through everything that we've seen. So while we talk about it, man, we'll just go through. But Bacon highlights several of the players. This is Amari Stevens. He's a Miami commit. Final season, with them. Obviously, we know about some Morgan Wingo where they're going to have, man. But real quick, and I'll pause it here for a second, Bacon. You obviously highlighted Stevens. What was your thoughts, real quick, on him?
Stevens is like that, man. He's probably a mid 4-star because of his highest measurables, but man, made some tough catches. If you haven't seen it already, made some tough catches on the number one safety in the class of 2027. Kamari Dorsey. Now Kamari is a safety, you know what I mean, so we won't judge him too tough. But I mean, to Kamari's point, you know what I mean, or to his defense, he was on his back playing pristine, perfect coverage, just didn't jar the ball loose, play through the hands. But credit to Amari for having strong hands and making the strong catch in traffic. So, I mean, smooth route runner, you know what I mean, great feet. He can do it all. If he was 6'4", 6'5", he's probably a 5-star.
There you have it. I agree with you, man. Just his sudden quickness, his route running ability to be able to separate at the top of his routes. I mean, it was potent and make you think like, oh, who is that going against Kamari? And he just consistently made plays. Like, Kamari's elite. And like I said, Kamari's a safety, but like that would be somebody. It's tougher when you're a Kamari and you're 6'3", about 6'4", and somebody is of that height of a Mark Stevens. It's real tough to guard them because they're so subtle with their movement and they're quick in and out of their break, so they can create that early separation. And then, you're bigger, faster, stronger, but it's like you have to kind of like make up for it when they can suddenly move. So it was just interesting seeing, obviously, those two kind of go at it and, seeing those two kind of just battle in those one-on-ones.
Well said, brother. A very intense practice. Very intense tryout. And obviously for good reason, man. Trying to make the squad for C1N Cam has been everywhere. You know what I mean? But just the overall brand, you know what I mean? The coaches there, you know what I mean? The environment, the energy there, you know what I mean? Just intense. As you see, the top players is missing passes in this drill. Now, I will say, I think a couple of the quarterbacks are throwing the ball a little hard, you know what I mean? But hey, that's how it is.
No, that's facts.
A lot of good DBs at the camp. There's Kamari here. And Kamari just, would you say he's bigger since you've seen him and you saw him? Yeah,
I would say so. Yeah, he's definitely like a lot bigger than what he was. He was kind of a little bit more skinnier, but you can tell he's been in the gym just grinding, putting on weight. Just trying to get prepared for the season. This kid I really like as well, Dash Mixon. Kid can play at a high level, has a lot of potential. Will be playing for Carrollton. I think he should definitely play 15 this year for Cam. That'll put him more on that spotlight on the map. But yeah, that kid that we just saw, Dash Might, and he can play.
Facts. And you like the young man right here too.
Yeah, man, I like the young man with the little split. He had like the yellow, and then he had the blonde, and he had the black. I liked his ability in coverage. I think he did a really good job, at the 7-on-7.
Oliver Smith here, East Cowooter, man, dynamic receiver. Wish I could have caught more clips of him in the one-on-one. You know what I mean? Dynamic receiver, good route runner, strong catch, knows how to high point the ball. Definitely one of the better younger receivers at the tryout for sure. Do you remember the name of the young man who's his pops was the cameraman that we met?
Yeah, we just talked about a Mighton Dash. That's him.
Oh, that's that. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to find his pops. Is his pops IG? Like, man, I still gotta post photos from that.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's him.
Okay. Let's see.
Let me see if it's copy. Let me see if they playing music.
Nah, it's good. That's good. That's a monetized video.
Oh, y'all angles are terrible.
13 was
That
nice.
shit was good too. That's Darius Carter from River Bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this kid ball too. That's Aiden Meitzer from Nelson. I don't know what it is, but I mean, every year they got somebody that's just flying under the radar that just is really good. Like Carrasquillo, I mean, Hovland's on the map now, but like Meitzer is going to definitely probably blow up. I mean, it's crazy. Like how many guys Milton has is just under the radar that does that.
Facts. I know he's on coach's board as we speak. I wish I would have known. I would have definitely went to try, man. Other opportunities to come, my friend. Just stay going and just keep working, brother. This is from Jones County, I believe. Not Jones County. Noah. That's what that was. Number 4.
So I would like to. That's Chance right here, Thomas. You know why they got him playing quarterback?
Right.
I mean, yeah, I don't know about that kid right there, y'all. I mean, he can ball. I don't understand why, like Mays. I don't know why they have him playing quarterback. I let him play his natural position, which obviously is DB. You know what I'm saying? But kid, I put him. I didn't put out a whole bunch of clips, but he was one I definitely tried to put out there more. But that kid can play 2028. He'll be I think he'll be a junior next year. Yeah, he'll be junior next year. He can play.
Any APS people in the chat, man? What's going on in Maze? This was nice too from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the corner right here.
That's tough.
He was all in the way, bro.
Man, all in the way, bro. And shout out Shells on the cam, man. She been doing her thing. The moment he
What's your
blew
name,
up.
fam? Shout out to our guy Ben Wolf putting us on that one.
And what was so cool is releases are so good, bro. It was just like, some of it was the hand. Like, not that he can't play. Like, this kid can play. That's Darius Carter, River Bluff. Like, the releases, like, You can't replicate his route running. It's just it's some of the intricate details when he plays. If you can work on that, bro, he got a chance to be a stud, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm with Cam. That's why Cam coached him so hard because he could see the talent in him. It's there. It's just locking in with it.
Facts. Like the lean. And then,
Yeah, that's good coverage. You can't do nothing about that.
yeah, great coverage. To be a safety and to be able to cover like that is extraordinary. Yes, sir, man.
But as
Appreciate
y'all
it,
can see, you know, those are the majority of the clips, man. But one-on-ones, seen a little bit of everything, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, my honest take, really good one-on-ones, really good, well-ran trial, in my opinion. Gave the kids a chance. And we know, like, C1N is going to kind of put you on that map. And I think that's the cool part. Everybody likes 7-on-7. It ain't necessarily for the football aspect of it, y'all, but it's one of those things that can just get you out there. Like, look, Kamara was unknown for the most part. He goes on that, balls out, and he's put on the scale. It's the exposure, and people don't realize that, you know. And obviously, I know the prices are crazy sometimes, and not everybody goes. But you know, that's the reason why people play the 7-on-7, the hustle links, the hunchos, the C1Ns. It's putting you out there on the map, man. So I thought it was well run. I think Cam takes it real serious. You know, he's not playing about who's on his team and who's not on his team. And if you ain't gonna put in that effort, he ain't gonna do it, man. And I don't understand sometimes why he gets that disrespect sometimes from the kids. Not saying anybody there was disrespectful. I'm just saying in general, but with so much what he did coming out of Westlake, you know, didn't work out at Florida, having to go to the community college, then coming back to Auburn, having that historical season, going to the NFL, getting to a Super Bowl, being named MVP, playing 10 plus years in the league. Like, he knows what it takes to be successful, well, regardless if he won a chip or not. Doesn't matter. Like, he made it. You know what I'm saying? So I think the kids too, the ones that are coming up, like, take some of that, glean some of that knowledge from somebody that played in that was at where you want to be at. You know, so I just want to pass that along to the kids too, because I think that's important. You know, for them to think about that and not just clowning for no reason. So I wanted to talk about that today too. But really well, good trial. I'm not gonna say the name of the coach that told us the kids, the type of kids they recruit, but I respect it. I respect it. They like to be on the south side with it and get them kind of kids. And I get it, man. And I get the kind of, I don't want to say beef, but the friction between the north and the south. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was on the north side for a long time. Now coming to the south side, I kind of see the friction why Southside feels that way. And they for a lot of times they recruit kids from there to come play for them, you know. But I think Bacon, we seeing the change of the guard a little bit. I think with the exposure down here, and I think when more people come in and putting these kids on the map, I don't think you're going to see. Now, granted, there's better resources up north, but I think you're going to start to see the South come with better resources and be in that kind of predicament where they can keep their kids where their kids supposed to be at.
Yeah, it's time, man. It's time. So it's gonna have to come from the principal superintendents of down here in Fulton County. Fulton County, we gotta do some things. Let former NFL players do what they need to do, man. We can't just have indoor facilities at Carrollton, which is a
city school.
You know what I mean, and the rest of them on the north side. Like, we gotta have some give and take, man. Academics is good. Athletics is how we get them in the door. We keep seeing the same formula. Jackson. Now we see Marshall Falk is going to be at Southern this year, HBCU, man. So one of these days, as a community, we're going to have to learn the right way to do things. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, man, it's a good event. I will say this too, to add on what Najeh said about the camp. Great camp. Football is good, but the life lessons, man. I didn't capture everything. But life lessons, some players, man, just can't pour into these kids, man. It's probably like 5 different situations for life lessons, bro. So as much as we enjoy covering it, man, I think everybody who was there left with something that they can take into their lives moving forward. So shout out to C1N for allowing myself, Najeh, Big Jeremy, and Big Benjamin Woke for covering the event for sure.
100%, man. And obviously, you guys know in a few weeks they have Battle of Miami. Probably won't be able to go to that one, man. But I do plan to get to at least an OT7 circuit at some point, whether in spring or the summer, just to cover the kids, man. I think that's crucial. That's big time. So, did want to point that part out as well, man. But shout out to C1N allowing us to attend, and definitely wanted to talk about it, man. So shout out to them. Last couple of topics for high school bacon. We going to Hun School. They are set bacon to face IMG Academy, one of the top teams in New Jersey. Is going to face IMG Academy in 2026. Bacon. We'll talk about this throughout the rest of the all season. We'll see big time matchups. Which ones we're salivating over, which ones we're most excited about with high school ball. But this one they went 8-3 this past year. Bacon. We know IMG was in that position to play St. Francis. I think it was for a national championship. Stuff happened. He decided not to, opted out. But what do you think about this matchup? They defeated programs like Archbishop Spalding, First Academy, and St. Thomas More in Connecticut this past year. So, what's your thoughts on this national matchup between Jersey and obviously
IMG is probably going to win. That's just usually how they do it. I mean, I will say this: the school, Hun School out of New Jersey, they got some players, tight ends, nice. They got a receiver, quarterback can really spin it. I think they're a physical enough team to give IMG a game. St. Francis may be a different story. Though St. Francis has been, they played really well last year. I can't remember how they fared in their national games, but they did very well. For what I can remember. So I think IMG still takes the cake. The game with St. Francis may be a little more entertaining after the first half, but the Hun School is a team that people need to do some research. Need to research their players, and we'll see how they. Do you know how they were before this post and how they'll be? Yeah, how they were before, like in terms of players.
Hun School?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think a lot of it. I think they had a lot of their players. Obviously they recruit some of them from what I heard, and but obviously a school that I think is trying to get more so on the map in Jersey because we know about Jersey Bacon. They don't always get the same exposure, as other states. What I'm saying in terms of how hard they go for football and things like that, man. So I think this is a school that's on the rise. Like I said, it was one of the top schools in a state, and I think they want to get that national exposure. But in terms of recruiting their players or getting their players, I mean, a lot of it they get a little bit of recruiting. Some of it is just development, and they get a lot of institutional backing as well.
100%. I'm working on this back. So you give me like 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Do your thing. All right. So that's obviously the Hun School, as y'all guys can see. So definitely gonna be a team to watch as they play IMG and they got St. Francis Academy. Know how good of a program they usually have some of the top players throughout. Okay, so going on to our next top, I think Bacon's looking up some guys to put on there for himself. But 2027 top players. I know Bacon well, y'all. I know Bacon well. But top 2027 players, man, in terms of who to watch for. It's a crazy list, man. We got somebody that's actually about to commit, Bacon. While you're trying to pull that up, I'll talk about this topic to kind of spell you out a little bit. So we'll go ahead and look this up real quick, man. But DJ Jacobs is going to commit. I did a video on my TikTok. I was thinking about sharing it on my YouTube, but I think I'm gonna refrain. Keep it on TikTok, man. But DJ Jacobs here from the state of Georgia. Obviously one of the best players, number one on 247 Sports. He's going to commit. He's been crystal ball by Steve Wilflong to Miami of all these schools, and unless, from his words, unless it's a recruiting philosophy change, he probably will not end up at Georgia. But this is his top schools: Notre Dame, Texas, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Georgia, Miami, Oregon, Alabama, and Ohio State. I will say that it's still very early, Bacon. We just finished signing day not too long ago. Still got a full year until he obviously signs on that dotted line, next year. So I still think it'll be teams hot after him. But I think it's a good sign for Miami. You're going to lose Akeem Messendor. You're going to lose Ruben Bain. You're going to have to retool that roster. You do got Herbert Scroggins, who came over this past year, obviously, in that class. And not a bad start to this new class as you continue to build. And I think just a kind of tip of the hat to what Mark Cristobal is doing in terms of getting elite recruits and obviously the defensive line coach as well.
Nah, facts. He's always been the number one player in 2027?
He's always been in that conversation. He hasn't always been number one was always on Damian Guyton, but remember he reclassed.
Right.
Yeah, he reclassed to 26, so that's when that changed. But it was Guyton, and then it was him like in that top 5. So he got that number 1 ranking kind of when he reclassed and all that good stuff.
Okay, because I know I feel like I looked the other day and I didn't see him at the number 1 spot, but it could be wilding. But yeah, hell of a lineup, man. Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Georgia, Miami, Oregon, Alabama, Ohio State. And if I know Najeh, man, I mean, he got his fingers crossed that he's hoping that DJ goes to Miami, but but Texas, man, I think Texas is just off the track record of them clipping top defensive linemen from Georgia. They're in that conversation. Tyler Atkinson, Justice Terry. Those are the 2 that come to my mind. But you know what I mean, Georgia. You never can count UGA out. Alabama too, but not too warm on Alabama. Ohio State, not too warm on Ohio State. But you never can count them out as well. Oregon. I mean, people like the uniform, but they just can never pull the big fish out of Georgia. So I think Georgia, Texas. I think you got to keep an eye on Texas A&M. I have no inside track, but it's just what I'm feeling. Notre Dame, Texas, Georgia, and Miami are the schools to watch in this recruitment race. To me,
100%. He'll make his official announcement at 8:30 tonight. So probably why we're still doing the podcast, but they want to put that out. But Bacon, you got to worry, brother. I'm going to go ahead and start us off with the top 2027 guys that I really like.
Bro.
Are you good now? All right. For me, I'm gonna go Andrew Beard. I think he's one of the best backs in the country. He has been for a while, but I think he gives you a lot with his 5'9", frame, 200 plus pounds, can play safety, catch the ball in the backfield, run the ball. I think he's one of the best in the nation. That's just my personal opinion. And whoever gets him, there's going to be a good program. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what Beard does. Everyone has him slated to go to Georgia, right? Georgia legacy. We know about Garrison Hurst, but remember, Bacon, they have Jacavian Parker, who's committed in this class of the 2027 that's here in the state of Georgia. So how many running backs will Georgia accept is going to be the question. Remember, they're in it also as well for Keemon Spell as well, Bacon. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of what happens there. Tennessee's in that race for Beard. Georgia Tech, that would be a major get for them in a program. No longer have Norvell McKenzie. It's going to be interesting to see as that dynamic shifts. He went to Virginia Tech. Who will be their running backs coach. A lot of questions for Georgia Tech. They got to figure out, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, Bacon. But nonetheless, man, Beard is, to me, one of the best, prospects in the country. And I like his game. Number 2, and I said in my last video, KJ Green. Where would he go, right? We've heard Alabama in that race. We've heard South Carolina in that race. But Georgia lately has been picking up some steam on KJ Green. So what will happen there for him? We have a close relationship to him, Bacon. We know him very well. Coach Coach Rock. And everything that they do in their program. But it'd be interesting to see where KJ ends up, man. He's obviously a stud, one of the best in the nation, and we see what the product with Georgia, like you can go there and develop, right? We see guys like Elijah Griffin playing early as a true freshman, Bacon, Zayden Walker, Quintavious Johnson. Like we're seeing all these guys play significant minutes for Georgia and it's making an impact early and often. So be interesting to see where he ends up. But obviously one of the best ones. 3, we just talked about him, Bacon. I won't say too much on this one, but Kamari Dorsey, to me, what he can do as a safety, his height, his speed, his weight, and being able to cover practically anybody definitely says a lot, man. So love Kamari Dorsey and what he's bringing to the table. Underrated player I really like down there at Northside High School and Warner Robins. I'm going to go with Amari Fountain, 3-star prospect, cornerback, cover basically anybody, strong, athletic, saying good press, good coverage. I like what he's able to do. He has a bright future ahead of him, and I think he can definitely be a guy that can be next level. Georgia Tech's been in that race. We'll see if they can continue to be in that race. Tennessee are those 2 schools he heard from the most. We'll see how much that changes with junior days coming up, Bacon, and everything else in terms of recruiting. And UVs, which is unofficial visits as well. Last but not least, Corey Hadley Jr. You can't have a list if you don't have him on there. Dynamic. He's getting recruited as a receiver, DB. One of the best athletes in the nation, man. Sandy Creek High School got 1 more year. Go along with Caleb Hill. Kid is an absolute stud. I really like what he can bring to the table, man. So that's my top 5. Before we bring on Bacon for his top 5, we're going to run our ad. Empowered for Life, man. Thank our sponsors. Thank all the people that helped make this show possible. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey, are you an athlete that needs some help in recruiting? That wants to get out there, get some exposure, and be tapped in and aligned with college coaches from NAI to D2, HBCU, all the way to the D1 level? Well, look no further, man. Tap into a powerful life where you could become a part of the family and get empowered, poured into mentally, physically, and spiritually on and off the court. Hit that link below and tap in and get some exposure and be empowered for life.
All right, there I have it, man. Empowered for life. Thank you to our sponsor for the show. Couldn't do it without you, brothers. Appreciate you, Mr. Teagle, for everything you do for all the athletes. And again, if you want to be an Empowered for Life athlete, goes beyond just sports. It's mentorship, right? It's give you the tools, the knowledge that you need in order to be a well-abiding citizen, also a very smart human here in the country.
E4L. Tap in. For sure. So then we're going to get right to it. We'll leave it up there a little bit longer for, you know what I'm saying, for slow people in the back, for slow people who don't have the best internet at home. But, man, my list, man, I'm going to start close to home. Chance Gilbert's got to be on my list. I'm surprised you didn't bring him up, brother. Chance Gilbert.
I knew he was.
Okay. You took Hadley from me, not just mess with you. No, Chance Gilbert, man, electric elite. You think athlete? His name's got to come to mind, man. Getting it done in the return game. I mean, I feel like every time he got kicked the ball off, at least when I seen him, he's taking it back to the crib. Track speed. I'm not sure what it runs on the 40, but it's got elite get off, elite instincts on the track field. So if we look at him on the gridiron, it definitely shows. Can hit you, can thump you. It's got smooth hips. I'm saying works with Lindell Arnold here in Noonan as well. I'm sure well with others. But, you know what I mean, you got to have Chance Gilbert on your top 2027 list. Thinking about the top. Number 2, I got to go Lyndon Worthy, man. Lyndon Worthy out of Worth County. Did his thing. More of a traditional pocket passer, but the brother has an arm out of South Georgia. And he can spin it. Believe he had over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, 200 yards and a touchdown in the state championship game. Young man can get it done. Underrated gem, but to me needs more exposure. Another one, number 3 on the list, man. I'm gonna go back to back with a quarterback. I'm gonna go Brody Campbell out of Noonan. Brody Campbell, man, who's getting also Chance Gilbert. He's I believe I was looking at 247. He's got some tech interest. I think he's take 24 and other schools 20. So it's still a toss up, but Chance Gilbert's got some tech interest as well. And so does Brody Campbell, who's committed to UGA right now to play baseball. But per 247, Georgia Tech is building some steam right now. But Brody Campbell is an elite thrower of the football, plays baseball, so you know that goes hand in hand. He's got an ice in his veins type of mentality. State championship baseball player this past season for Noonan, so he's a winner. He's a champion. So I had to add him to my list. Number 4, another name that doesn't get a lot of love out of Cartersville too. Elijah Peaks, defensive lineman. Brother's big, you know what I mean? He's got a motor. He can move you. So I had to add him to my list. Number 5. I'm going back to quarterback land. Another quarterback, another player that doesn't get some shine, man. I got to throw some love to J.R. Harris. Central Carrollton, man. He's a little undersized, but, man, you seen him on Hustle Link. You seen him on City Reapers. He can get the job done. Shout out J.R. Harris, man. G5 guy, potentially a low-end power 4 as he builds up the confidence in coaches for whatever reason doesn't already believe in him. And to round it out, man, I got to go Pike County. I believe we got an offensive lineman tied in. I support if I'm saying his last name correctly. You know what I mean? He can play as well. So that's going to round out my list. And this segment has been sponsored by E4L Powerful Life. Hit that link below or scroll back and get it because we about to take it down. So shout out to those young men.
Shout out to him. Obviously, Bacon did a good job hitting some hidden gems there, man. Not just going for the top guys, man. Shout out to Bacon for that, doing the research and highlight some of them underrated guys, man. So again, top 2027, that's what we got, man. That's gonna wrap up our high school portion. Now we're gonna get to the nitty gritty of college football, Bacon, and we got to talk about what happened in the Pop Tarts Bowl with Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets and BYU. So, Bacon, I'm gonna let you start this segment before I get my soliloquy and my thoughts on the game. What were your thoughts on that Georgia Tech loss to BYU? That close to a 10-win season for the Yellow Jackets in over a decade.
Man, honestly, man, it hurts to talk about this. Just because of how they went out, man, I've attached. I know I just got to the program I attached. I've got attached to the program just covered in person, you know what I mean? Especially seeing the raw emotions after the UGA loss in Athens last year, man. Haynes King go out like that, I think 3 or 4 straight losses. But he went out on the sword. But you know what I mean, just defense and the offense have never in the later part of the season just couldn't figure out a way to get in sync. The offense would come out and blow the doors off. Defense would have a leaky pipe. That's exactly what happened. Defense gets some stops. You get a turnover in your opponent's end zone, and he just can't come down and seal the deal. You know what I mean? Throw an interception. But hats off to the young men for doing their thing. Jamal Haynes, running back, just couldn't get it going this year. I still think Jamal Haynes is going to be a successful running back at the next level. He's going to have to get out the mud a little differently than he would have last year if he decided to go to the draft. But that's neither here nor there. Eric Rivers, to me, should have got a lot more attention, not just last game, but over the course of the season. That big catch down the right side of the field, when Haynes King put the ball on the money, that's the type of vision I saw when they brought Eric Rivers to this team, and it did not come to fruition. Now, this is a hot take or cold take, but to me, it's the honest truth. I think when Georgia Tech fans and coaches look back on this year's team 5-10 years down the line, we're going to be like, they probably should have put in Aaron Philo in some games, second half of the games. Because if they did, I think this passing attack would have been a lot more dynamic. And I think if they do that, I think potentially we see Georgia Tech retain Aaron Philo for his redshirt junior year. That's just my opinion. People will call me crazy, but I think that may swirl around some people in mirror brain 5 to 10 years from now. But the floor is yours.
I respect that take, brother. I do respect it, but I don't see it. I think it was more sort of relationship he had with Buster Faulkner, and I think he was still going to leave anyway. Florida's more of a pull than Georgia Tech, unfortunately. So I think he was going to always be out the building. And obviously, you could be right. Maybe it would have, helped him a little bit, but you get to be QB1 this year. That is your spot. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be the guy, this upcoming year, man. So my honest thoughts, Bacon, because I watched the entire game. Georgia Tech should have won. They should have blew out BYU, if I'm honest. You score 14 unanswered, you get the muff punt or the muff kickoff return, go up 21-10. Yo, defense did a really good job for the most part in the game. They was creating pressure, a little bit, low spotty, needed more consistent. But the big thing was they was getting stops. Phoenix Felton, true freshman, 6 tackles. Tay Harris, true freshman, 6 tackles. You know what I'm saying? So those guys on your back end did what they were supposed to do. They need more pressure for me. But it was just the moments. Like, Bacon, I'll take you through a moment in the first half. You got like 2 minutes left in the game. They ran the ball. They milked the clock all the way down until it was like 30-something seconds. And then, they tried to throw a Hail Mary towards the end. It gets batted down. Like, those are the moments you go for the kill. Like, when you got a team like BYU on the ropes and, you got the momentum, you knock them the hell out. It just felt like they didn't have that knockout blow, especially in the end of the first half. Like, take those points, whether you got a field goal or not. That's a 24-10 ball game, Bacon. That makes a difference. And you get the ball in the second half. Double up. You know what I'm saying? Double up. So, like, that part didn't make sense to me. And then the offense stagnated. Like, they didn't score in the second half at all. As you can see, Bacon, they really struggled. They could not score in the second half. Now, again, they moved the ball well. They was running well with Malachi Holsley. He did what he was supposed to do. Jamal Haynes had some nice runs in the game as well. But it just felt like once they had got that field goal block on that 4th and 2 now, Bacon, they in BYU territory. They out 5 yards from, I think, the red zone. Go for it. You got nothing to lose in this game. It's 4th and 2. They cannot stop you all game, Bacon. Why would you not hand the ball off? You know, or do something with Haynes King where you can dump it off to a tight end. That pretty much changed the game. At that point, the pump block, they go back down the field, score, and it's a completely different ball game. I do want to credit Haynes King, though, 4 for 15, coming up on the money. That 66-yard throw to Eric Rivers was dynamite. I don't know why they didn't get more of those type of plays this season, because obviously Haynes King can throw them. I don't know why they didn't do more of that this season, in my humble opinion. But then at the same thing, end of the game, Bacon, clock management was horrid. It was like you waited until the end. You got the Eric Rivers pass. Bacon, you had 55 seconds on the clock. The clock drilled down all the way to 30 seconds. What are you doing? Take a timeout. You know what I'm saying? They drained too much of the clock. Then you felt rushed, and then you go 4 plays, all of them to the end zone instead of doing something across the middle when you had timeouts. So to me, I think it was bad clock management. And then I think it was you got them on the ropes, knock them out. You know what I'm saying? Knock them out. I think that hurt them too, Bacon, last year when they played Georgia when we was both there. I think if you go, I know Haynes King fumbled. I know that was a target, and some fans feel like with Dan Jackson. You up 20-6 on Georgia. You need one more score to put the game away. That same theory to me kind of came up. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some kind of a knockout blow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I think the potential is there. You got to believe in Coach Key, who's going to be your OC is number one. Who's going to be the running backs coach? You're going to have to fill out this roster, and who you going to be able to keep? Because the portal opens on Saturday, I believe it is. Who going to stay on this roster? Now, Coach Keaton came out and said Isaiah Kenyon looked like he's going to still return. He was dealing with the injury, that he should be back there in the spring, barring anything unforeseen. We'll see what happens. But it's interesting to see who stays on this roster and who goes.
You probably lose some defensive linemen, some linebackers, but I think that secondary is a lot. I think you'll see a higher attention rate from this Georgia Tech team. That's just, I mean, you know better than I will, but you know, it's just a tight, close, tight-knit locker room in Georgia Tech for sure.
It is, man. It is. It is a tight-knit room. But now, Bacon, you went 7-6, 7-6, 9-4. Now it's time to take that next jump and get to a CFP playoff. That should be your expectation next year. And you should be able to win the ACC. You was one game away. Couldn't quite get it done against Pittsburgh. If you win that game, you win the ACC championship game.
Yeah.
So that should be the goal for the Georgia Tech next year. We'll see everything that happens. But, Bacon, my next question to you, with the season being over for Georgia Tech, who should they target in the portal? If you don't want to say players, you can just do positions.
Oh, I thought we were talking about quarterbacks. Quarterback for sure. I was gonna say Chase Bynum, but if Chase is gonna go to if he's gonna go to Auburn, then I mean, play for his old head coach. I could see that. Sam potentially, quarterback from North Texas.
Drew Mestamaker.
I like his game. He's to me, him and Chase are probably two of the best plug and play guys. Let's see. I mean, you gotta get a legit pass rusher. That's number one. Linebackers. Linebacker room has always been what they retain and what they bring in from the transfer portal. That could be misfit type of guys, but you gotta hit big on the defensive line for sure. Defensive line secondary is going to come back pretty. You got your Dalen Pinson, Tay Harris, cornerstone guys, and you know what I mean. You'll be able to You'll be able to retool the secondary just fine. But defensive line, you got to hit this year, man. Got to.
Yeah, man. They need some guys like a Romello Height. They need some guys like, you know what I'm saying, a David Bailey. They need to hit on somebody in the portal. You know what I'm saying? And whoever that may be, Georgia Tech has to figure that part out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they're going to lose Matthew Alexander Bacon. They're going to lose Akilo Stone. They lose Jordan Vandenberg. So you revamping that whole interior of that defensive line for one. No more Jason Moore either. Braden Manley dealt with the injury. He'll be a senior next year. But I like some of the young guys they got, the Andre Fullers of the world, the Christian Garrett's of the world. But now you're going to need a couple more pieces to come in there and be instant players for you. And I think that's what they're missing. You know, Chaz Coleman's a name from Penn State that stands out to me. I think they should go get Young. I know they say he might go to Ohio State, but you got to go get somebody that can get some pressure on the quarterback. You know, so I'm with you there. Linebacker, I don't really see them changing too much. Maybe a guy. They lost Melvin Jordan to the portal. Cam Spalding is a guy I think should get more playing time, in my humble opinion. what he can do and bring to the table. So I think that's another thing that Georgia Tech should do. And then in terms of cornerback, we know Daquan White's coming back for another year. Heard that obviously through an inside source close to him. But it's me real interested in the secondary. Who are they going to play? Right? I still think they should go get a veteran corner. You're going to lose Rodney Shelley. You're losing Amari Harvey, excuse me. So you got a vacancy there. You know what I'm saying? You still got Kelvin Hill. Jai Gilmore's done. Like he's used all his ability. Who's going to be your starting corner? And I'm obviously I'm with Coach Rance. I think Daquan White. Appreciate you tuning in, Coach. But I think he should play. I'm with you, Coach. I think so too. And it'd be interesting to see what Kobe Jones does there in terms of that cornerback spot. And what they do in terms of recruiting, and if they bring any guys in for competition, what are you going to do at corner? Dalen Pinson's, Elgin Sessions, do you go to Daquan White? Who's going to be your starting boundary corner? It's a big question. And no disrespect, I like Zachary Toby. I know he's 6'2" and he's long and athletic, but you need dogs at that position. You need dogs in that position. And they going to have to – they got a good squad. We heard it from Daquan when we talked to him. Like, they was going to be a good team this year, and he delivered. Like, they were a pretty good team this year. You got to play some of your best players. So that part's going to be interesting. Talk about D-line, linebacker. And I think offensively, quarterback. Who you going to go get? Who's going to be that guy for you? Is it a Rocco Beck? Is it a Brendan Sorsby? Like, how much money are you willing to deal out if you're Georgia Tech for that quarterback spot? It's got two big donations, though, Bacon, $10 million from two different people.
Unnamed?
I think unnamed. They didn't name the people, but it's got two. That was from Ryan Alpert. So this Georgia Tech fans, you can't say you ain't getting the support.
Yeah.
They sold out Bobby Dodd numerous of times this season. That Bacon, I'll say it again, that crowd when it was when they played Pittsburgh, nothing like I've ever seen. I've been to Clemson, I've been to Georgia, like I've been to a lot of good atmospheres. That was unreal. So they're gonna have to invest that money. Again, some people ask me, well, Najeh, you think they have the NIL fund? I think they do. They don't got Texas Tech money, but they got some decent money where they can go get who they need to go get, Bacon, is what I'm saying tonight.
Yeah.
They can go get who they need to go get. Now it's just putting that investment in there and doing it. And I think another player on the running back room to go along with Malachi Hosley, go get Hollywood Smothers. NC State, 1,000+ yard rusher. See what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? A CJ back. Go get somebody that can help spell Hosley in there along with some of your young guys and Powell. We'll see what happens if any of those guys hit the portal. Shane Marshall as well.
Facts. Let's see a little more Luke Harper too. Throw that out there. But like you said, you got to play your guys, man.
Got to play your guys. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what they do at tight end. Tight end be another position of need. They lose all those guys. Josh Beatham, JT Byrne, Brett Seither. They're gone. So you're only going to have Luke coming back basically and a couple guys that didn't play a lot. So what will you do there? We'll find out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Coach Key's got a big offseason list to do, man. But I'm 100% behind him. I think he's going to do his thing. But as I said on my tweet, man, it's a career-defining year for the big man.
$100%. All right, Bacon, I'm pulling up these top quarterbacks. Here we go, right here. All right, Bacon, let's hit this topic right here, man. Top 10 transfer portal quarterbacks via On3. What is your thoughts on this top 10? Would you change anything? Would you move anybody around?
Man, I really want to maybe Dylan in the 4th spot. Actually, man, Dylan might need to be a little higher on this list. Maybe like 3. People like, man, what are you talking about? I think with some really elite weapons, I think you really see the full gamut of his ability. 7 is a good number for Lagway. Underachieves, got all the talent in the world, man. He probably could be a little lower on this list, honestly, but for his upside, I think you keep him at 7. This is a pretty good list, though. What about you?
Lagway, 28 touchdowns, 23 interceptions in his career. Had 5 interceptions against LSU this year. Very talented quarterback. He needs to go where he's going to go get developed. It's quite that simple. You know what I'm saying? You won't have to go figure that part out. Brendan Sorsby, I think, is underrated on this list. 28 touchdowns, 5 interceptions this year. Not the reason why Cincinnati wasn't winning football games. He should be ranked a little bit higher. Josh Hoover had a pretty decent year for TCU. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I like him, but I don't think he should be 4. I would move up Sorsby. If you want to put Rayola 4, put Sorsby 5, Hoover 6, I'm cool with that. Byron Brown had a pretty good year, man. I mean, the dude's a clear dual threat quarterback. He can run it, he can throw it. He's elite. I like him, in that top 5. I think he does a lot of special things. And he's going to be obviously a guy that people are going to be after, but it feels like that's going to be a lock for Auburn to me. Kenny Mitchell didn't play a lot this year for Notre Dame, trying to finally look for his opportunity. They got CJ Carr, redshirt freshman, who'll be a sophomore next year. So that makes a lot of sense. And then how about, Iowa State lost both of their quarterbacks, Coach Rance talked about, Rocco Beck and Alex Mansky. To me, that points to their head coach, Matt Campbell, who left, who's at obviously Penn State now. I will be surprised to see Rocco Beck at Penn State because they're going to need a quarterback. No, what's his name? Drew Aller. He's, he's gone. They lose a lot of their roster, so I'm interested to see what quarterback they get. But they should go get Rocco Beck to me. But the top two, I mean, somebody gonna get a stud in Drew Mestemaker, and I think Miami should try to go get both of them, either or. Mestemaker threw 4,100 and I think 47 yards this year, 31 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions. Again, I know it's 5. Exactly. I know it's just a group of 5, but dude balled. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's young. So you get at least 2 to 3 more years out of him. You know what I'm saying? Sam Leavitt probably got 1 more year. So if you're Miami, that's a 1-year rental. Mestemaker, you get at least 2, 3 more years out of him. But do you believe in Luke Nickel? Do you believe in some of those guys, at their quarterback spot that's under? Be interesting to see, man. But no, I think a pretty decent list, to say the least. I would just put Sorsby higher. I feel like Sorsby is probably going to be a lock for Texas Tech. He's from Denton, Texas. Just makes sense. They're going to have the money to be able to bring him in. You know what I'm saying? So that would make sense. I'm hearing Louisville potentially, for Dylan Raiola, top ACC school, either Louisville or a top ACC school. I've heard from Raiola. So that'll be something to continue to watch for him. Mestemaker, I'm not too sure. Not too sure where he's going to end up, but somebody going to get a stud. You know what I'm saying? And then leave it, obviously a stud quarterback. We know what he did a few years ago, getting Arizona State to college football playoff in the quarterfinals, nearly beating Texas. If Miami, you throw the kitchen sink at him.
Which quarterback do you think Georgia Tech is the most in play for?
I think don't be surprised if they hire. I heard depends on if hire. If they go Tulane or they go Old Dominion, look out for Colton Joseph. He could be a guy for them. Old Dominion quarterback, played in the Sun Belt this year. They made the Sun Belt championship game. Lost to lost to James Madison. So he'll be one. Alexa, stop. So he'll be one to continue to watch for. Colton Joseph. If they go Tulane, that'll be interesting. If they go Tulane, I think they're going to go for a quarterback that can throw the ball. Not saying none of these can't, but I think they're going to go for like a high air raid attack. So if they do that, you look at Mestemaker, you look at, guys like, I'm trying to think, Sorsby maybe, but they're going to have the quarterbacks are expensive though, bro.
Yeah,
so they're going to have to deal out some dough. And some of these guys think they're valued at $3 to $5 million when the valuation has them at 1 to 2. It's going to be interesting. And they matched Philo at $3 million. So
yeah,
and he didn't play a lot.
But once the big games, NC State at home, that was big. Miami, no, not Miami. Sweet. But yeah, once a big game though, proven to me. Rayola to Louisville is good. That's a big gift for them.
If he does, we'll see. I heard it's Louisville, and I heard it's another top ACC program.
Okay.
So no more Miller Moss for Louisville. Like he's gone after this year, which I think it was a waste of a get anyway from USC. So
yeah. Not surprising he's coming back to the East Coast.
It's a little bit surprising, but he has ventured a lot in his career.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
100%.
Iowa State though, what's going on? That's a good question.
Lost their head coach, man, Matt Campbell.
Yeah,
he took the Penn State job, so you don't know who the new hire going to be. So it's like, why would you, hey, we're gonna go, somewhere else. They did lose Chase Sowell as well. I seen his announcement. So they lost. I think they got 16 remaining players on the roster right now. I heard. So complete revamp.
All right.
Yep. All right, Baker. Excuse me. Last topic, man. I'm gonna let you do this one. We ain't gotta go through all these games, but pick the one that you most excited to see out of these four? College football
Man,
quarterfinals. I give you the floor.
I'm most excited to see Miami, Ohio State. Point blank. I think just for context for the rest of the game, end of the road for Alabama. End of the road for Ole Miss. Second most intriguing game is obviously 5-4, but the most intriguing is Miami, Ohio State. Can Carson Beck get it done with his crew? And is not Ty Simpson, but can't remember Ohio State's quarterback's name right now, but can say it again?
Julian Sand.
Can Julian Sand, is he battle tested enough at this early in his career to beat a solid defense like the Hurricanes? I know Jeremiah Smith's familiar with the secondary, and some people projected him to go crazy. I think as a defensive coordinator for Miami, you gotta have the in your back pocket. You gotta be using that as bulletin board material, and you gotta use that to motivate your guys, man. So I think I'm gonna take Miami in this one, but that's the most intriguing game for me. Yes, sir.
Wow, Hurricanes is crazy.
Yeah, man.
Ohio State got the number one, I think, top defense in the country.
I understand, man. I understand that. Man, but Carson Beck, back against the wall, man. This is what you get up for. This is what you come to Miami for, and this is the game that you at least quiet the doubt. I'm not gonna say shut them up. You want to shut them up, you go get a chip. But you beat a team like Ohio State, back against the wall, 10-2. You got the advantage, man. You go out here and put pressure on Julian Sand. I think you're playing with house money. And if you put it on your parlay, little 2%, send it the bacon way.
Gosh. I'll go ahead and clip this too. You know what I'm saying? I know the AI looking at it, obviously on StreamYard, man. Go ahead and clip this. But look, my Miami Hurricanes, man, we got to talk about it real quick, man. And I agree with Bacon. This is the most exciting game to see. It's a lot of drama coming up on this game. You know what they did to us back in 2003. Y'all know what they did. They did us dirty. Wasn't a game that should have went to overtime. We should have won. The BS call. Get your payback. We know Ohio State's been a better program since that point. They got more double-digit victories, more bowl win, whatever the hell you want to say. Get your get back. This is the game. You get your get back. You know what I'm saying? Lock the hell in. Carson Beck, hey, bro, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I ain't even expecting that from you, bro. Might finna go on a tangent with you. Oh, we need to play at this level. I know you. You ain't gonna do it. Number 4, Mark Fletcher. Hey, glad to have you back next year, my guy. Do what you're supposed to do. Do what you got to do in this game. Okay? Do what you got to do. We seen them 172 against Texas A&M. We see you like that defense up, boy. But, hey, we leaning on you. Number 10, Malachi Tony. Yes, sir, bro. Just hold on to the football. That's all I'm going to say. See you with a little Pedialyte in your hand today, getting ready for the game. Dallas interviews, Pedialyte. Reporters. Hey, do whatever you got to do to hydrate. Get ready for that game on Wednesday night. Hey, you're going to be our savior. All right? Just hold on to the football. That's it. Play good defense in this game. Malachi Tony, Mark Fletcher. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what CJ Daniels can do. And lean on that damn defensive line with the dinosaurs. Keem Messendor and Ruben Bay. I believe in y'all. Bryce Fitzgerald, 2 freshmen. Keep balling, boy. Boy, you're special. You were special, boy. 2 picks against Texas A&M. Best defensive back in the country when it comes to freshmen. No, matter of fact, best defensive back, period. You is him. I believe in y'all, Hurricanes. I believe in y'all. I just want to have my little soliloquy here, my little one-shotter. I believe in y'all. Get your get back against Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? This is the game to do it. Because remember what they said. Oh, ACC shouldn't have been in here and blah, blah. You know what looks bad? And you know what looks terrible? Is that Miami should have been in the damn ACC championship game. That weak tiebreaker that y'all had with 5 of us ranked, and y'all put the 5 of us in the ACC championship game is crazy to me. But now we're showing. And you can show it again on the big stage in a bowl game with all the stakes on the line against a team that basically cheated you out of the damn national championship. You can get your get back. Get your get back. I'll leave it at that. Get your get back. We'll see what happens. But I did want to pull up this quote, Bacon, and get your reaction. That was very interesting from Jeremiah Smith. I just had to get my little soliloquy there, Bacon. Hope you don't mind it, brother. But he said, I probably would have went to Miami if things were on the right track then and there. But I chose to stick with Ohio State. Remember now, he's already came out and said, I got something for him. This is Jeremiah Smith. He's from the 305, Bacon. He decided to leave. Tony decided to stay. Big game coming up. Let's think about this quote.
Does he not like Tobal?
Who?
Cristobal. Does he not like Cristobal and how he's been incrementally building this program up? I know they've had some collapsing moments, but Miami's on the up and up, brother. I don't know what he's talking about. If things would have ended up right, I don't know if he didn't get his money, but Miami is Miami, brother. The U ain't back, but it's damn near back. But you know, he got a ring, so shoot, man. But it's got to add up, man. You begin brackets coverage all year. You've had a couple games where he's been him. He's him, but he's been him. You know what I'm saying? Will this be the game? I'm not gonna say this won't be the game. You know what I mean? It's on the flow. You know what I mean? For lack of a better word, it's on the flow, man. But can you pick it up off the flow when the game is over?
To his point, Miami was not very good in that recruiting class. I think he was 2023.
Can you believe? Do you believe now?
Oh, for sure. I think that's why he made that statement. But as you can see, Bacon, around that class where he was at 2022, 2023, 5-7, 7-6. Again, they weren't terrible, you know. But that is when Cristobal came in 2022. So, you know,
2 years, man.
But back to back, like I said, 10-win seasons for the Hurricanes.
He didn't believe. He didn't see the vision. But my guy Raul Popo Aguirre, he believed. Number 10 on the field, middle linebacker. I need you to have a big game this game, son. You're not just putting on for your city. You're putting on for the people in the Fayette County area, man. You're putting on for people who've been covering you, brother. You're putting on for your last name. So I need to see that, brother. Shout out to the whole Aguirre family. Shout out to Lil Po, not Lil Po, but Markel. Shout out to Lil Aguirre. Shout out to the family. Had to put that in there, brother. But back to you, brother. I seen you got a little temper fade, brother. You have been rocking this temper fade look, brother. You've been on the south side. Coach Ramsey, if you're here, I know y'all had him down there at the swamp, man. What's going on? Y'all gave some, you know what I'm saying, some fish, a little fish sandwich, put a little mustard on the south side, rubbing off for the young man. It looked nice. I had to put that out there.
I appreciate you, brother, for sure, man. Yeah, little temper fade, man. Nothing too crazy, brother. Nothing too crazy, man. A little temper fade, you know what I'm saying? Had to get myself right.
But went to the barbers, yeah, just give it a YN, man.
Yeah, man. Little, you know what I'm saying? A little bum. Yeah, man. Nice, quick, easy. You know what I'm saying? Not too crazy, not too wild. Just keep me in style.
Coach Dixon and Coach Ramsey gave him a fish sandwich, man, with bones in it.
My last thing, I don't go too much into this matchup though, but I do think that Oregon and Texas Tech has a chance to be one of probably the best matchups, along with Miami and Ohio State. Oregon obviously has a Heisman candidate type of player. Didn't win it, but obviously was a great this season. Dante Moore. We know how elite and special he is, and all the weapons that they got, and the defensive line led by Ugale. And in Texas Tech, oh my Lord, all that money they spent on that roster and that team, and they're gonna be in that Orange Bowl in Florida. Lord, that's gonna be a hell of a game. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, it's at noon. You should have made the Ole Miss Georgia game at noon and put the Oregon Texas Tech in at 8. I don't understand that, but that's gonna be a good game, Biggin. Those two to me are the best ones.
Hey man, you know how it is, man. It's political at the end of the day, man. You know, SEC been running. The SEC is the bigger brand. You know, it's a Thursday. You know how it is, man. But do you think it's the end of the road for Alabama, man? You think Indiana? I think Indiana's gonna win it all, but do you think it's the end of the road for the Tide?
I'll say they can't start off like that. They can't start off 17-0. You know what I'm saying? They can't start like that against you'll get ran out the building. Can they match the physicality? Indiana physical, dog. Oklahoma got a good defensive front, physical, but they physical, bro. You know what I'm saying? Indiana, they can run that ball with Hemby. They can hit them deep shots down the field. Credit Alabama for coming back and winning that game against Oklahoma. Yeah. But got to be ready. We got some dudes out there. D'Angelo Pons and him being a star linebacker and, you know what I'm saying, weapons on the outside. Yeah, I think it's in the road for Bama for sure.
Yeah. You ain't lying, fam. If they got to come out and they got to be ready. Jam probably ain't going to do nothing for you in the run game. Expecting Isaiah Horton step up in this game, man, and be what they brought you there for. You left Miami for this, brother. You know what I mean? You could be on the other side, but you came to Tuscaloosa. You gotta do what it do in Tuscaloosa. Well, not in Tuscaloosa, obviously, but you gotta do what it do, man. You gotta be one of those greats because you came to Alabama because you heard about Julio Jones. You heard about you know what I'm saying? You heard about CD Lamb. Not CD Lamb. You heard about Calvin Ridley, you know what I mean? You heard about Bonta Smith. You wanted to be in that same type of receiver core elite group at Alabama. So this is gotta be your game, brother.
Great point, man. We'll see what he does, man. Ryan Williams, hey, it's time to show up, bro.
Ryan Williams, yeah, definitely.
Show up. He's gonna be an interesting one to watch too, especially if they lose that game and he hit the portal.
Out of there.
We'll find out, man. But they better find some way to get him involved and try to win that game. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. But yeah, time for him to show up, man. But yeah, those are our thoughts, man. That is obviously the full set of topics: high school and college football, the latest with the portal, everything going on, man. That's gonna do it, Bacon. You got any closing thoughts before we get up out of here, man?
Nah, man, make sure y'all tap in January the 8th for the basketball podcast. Should be a loaded and fun one. We got a lot to talk about, man. Looks like Trey Young is out of Atlanta. About time. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the Young family. But, you know what I mean? We're just tired of seeing the same thing. But if you want more of that, make sure you tap in January the 8th, Thursday, 8 o'clock sharp. We should have a guest or two. So stay tuned for that. And, man, if you wanted to hear from the young man from Canada, we talked about earlier, defensive end 2028 or 2029. We will have him on, not today. I mean, not tomorrow, Wednesday. I mean, I'm talking obviously now to see what day and time we can get him scheduled. But you know what I'm saying, the brother's ready to come on, always willing to come on the show. So stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen, on the Just As the News podcast / show.
There you go, man. Y'all know what to do, man. Follow us on all our social medias, man. At Najee Wook, at Arvon Bacon, the Bacon Network on all platforms. We will see you guys next Monday for another episode as we react to the quarterfinal rounds of college football. That would be a lot of fun. And obviously, the latest in transfer portal. And any news Bacon may or break, or I may break when it comes to the high school transfer portal. Don't be surprised. A lot going on in that portal. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you stay empowered for life.